We buy houses for cash. I'm sure you see the signs. I'm sure you see the advertisement. I'm sure you see it on YouTube or Facebook or whatever. We buy houses for cash. We'll close really quick. We make it very convenient. We let you stay in the house for an extra month or whatever. Why is that? There's always a catch, right? And by the way, I'll buy your house for cash. Just listen. Ready? So they're mom and pop investors, right? All across the United States, up to the institutional Black Rocks and Vanguards. Everybody will do that. What they're doing is something called investing, and they're not going to be able to buy your house for retail pricing. They're going to buy your house on wholesale pricing, which means there's going to be a deep discount. Oh, but you don't have to pay commissions. Take it 5%. Just say that there's 5% in commissions. Now we have to go back and forth, say that you're not really paying the buyer's agent, but then there's a concession that's going to pay the buyer's agent. So let's round that up to 5% on top of closing costs, which are, I don't know, another 2 or 3%, depending on the county, depending on the cost, a lot of different things. So you're looking at 8%. That means you're going to net about 92, 93% of whatever it is. So if it's $1 million house, you're going to get 930,000 plus or minus. These guys are coming in and saying, hey, you're getting a divorce. I know that you don't want to deal with this. Let me just handle it for you. Or a probate sale, or this, or that. Great. And by the way, I offer this as an option to my clients. Whenever I sell a house, I go, here's one of the options. You don't have to deal with anything. You can stay in the house as long as you want. I'll pay all the closing costs. I'll take care of everything. You just give me the keys at the end of 30 days and walk away with your money and make it super convenient. Sounds great, right? Except for one thing. I'm offering to buy your house at about 60 cents on the dollar. That's the way it is. They're investors. They have to make their money. When they say it's a cash deal, they might buy it for cash. They take it at 60% and go to the market, the investor market, and say, I got something. What do you want? You want to buy it for 5 cents on the dollar. So I'm trying to sell it at 70 cents on the dollar. And then there's another investor that's a fixer flipper guy. And now you become a bird dog. That's the coined term. How hard is it to put it on the market? And I have programs that go all the way. My program isn't about force feeding you what I think you need. I give you options. I tell you, this is about what you think. If you sell your house and it's in decrepit condition, by the way, stay tuned, because what you get for $1 million is in decrepit condition today. You're paying for the convenience. You're losing money on the convenience. This is a seller's market. Put that thing on the market, see what happens. You're going to pay a little bit, but I'm going to make you a whole lot more than what your investor friend, buddy, new best friend's going to do until he takes all that money and disappears. That's just the way life is. If your house is worth $1 million, an investor comes in, he's going to offer you $600,000. I did that just a couple of weeks ago with another house worth 1.7 to 1.8, and I offered 1.4. Why? Because if I'm going to take it over, I have to take the risk. But I also pushed back and I said, you really should put it on the market. I think you're going to get 1.6 to 1.7. If it was completely dialed in, ready to go, you're looking at 1.7 to 1.8. So important to understand your options. My program is called Options. I don't give you 1,000 options. I give you 3 options: wholesale, as is, or tuned out, tuned up, ready to go, turnkey. So if you're interested in selling your house, call me. I'll give you those options. Won't pigeonhole you into anything. If you're thinking about selling your house, download this checklist right here. The link is in my blog, in the descriptions. Grab it, download it, and it walks you through landscaping, exterior house, all that stuff, so you don't have to guess what's wrong with it. It allows you to create a honey-do list and come back and say, now's the time we'll have an inspector come through. And if you don't want to have an inspector, that's your option. I always recommend it so that you can give it to the buyers and say, this is my house, take it or leave it. That's truly an as-is offer. Rates below 6%, 15-year fixed at 5.98% today. That's crazy. Think about it. Hopefully you have good credit, but a $2 million house, because that's the average price of a house in Santa Clara County. Down payment's $400,000. You're looking at 6.21 with a 1-point loan. These are not quoted. These are not based on your technical blah, blah, blah. You need to talk to a broker or a bank. I suggest you talk to a broker to figure it out. What you get for $2 million in Santa. It's been on the market for a bit. 4 bedrooms, 2.5 bath, 2,100 square feet, built in 1970. It's right by Almaden Expressway in Coleman and the walking part and the retirement community right there. And there's Oak Grove Park right there, Guadalupe Park. It's been on market 17 days. They've already reduced the price from 2.3 to 1.999999. Why? Because The seller had dollar signs in their eyes and they overpriced it. They thought they could attract the market or become the market. Guys, let's take a look at this one. It's not in pristine shape. I would say it's been semi-updated, but it reeks of 1970. Look at those shutters, or the chandelier. Okay, they put new floor in. They only did half the kitchen. This is a split level, by the way. It's a very standard floor plan for our area. But guys, if you're going to redo the kitchen, you got to redo the kitchen. Don't cheap out. This is just reeking of cheapness. You got rid of the speaker system, walkie-talkie system, the communication system. Look at this. Oh, we ran out of money. That's disappointing. $2 million. I think this thing's going to sit on market for a bit. Again, not my listing. And if you want to know where it is, it's right here in Almaden. It's a nice location. You don't have to go down the really slow Almaden Expressway because everybody drives like they're in La La Land. What you get for $1 million in Santa Clara County, I chose 95123 because I know this street fairly well. This one backs up against Highway 87. My listing, $998,000. $1 million, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,367 square feet, built in 96, before the freeway was actually put in. Yep, this was put in the 80s and now been on market for 2 days. Let's see, doesn't even have air conditioning. Has air conditioning. There's a plus. But if you look at it, your backyard is the highway. Good for this agent. Just put it on the market. I would have listed it at 700, 100. I would have had multiple offers and sold it in 3-4 days because that's the only way this thing's going to sell. Yeah, there you go. That's what you get for $1 million in Santa Clara County. The numbers for August, even though we're only 2/3 of the way through August right now, they're going up. Is the market really slowing down? No, we're in the middle of the month, so the numbers aren't real. You're looking at mid-month numbers. What you want to see is these numbers right here. Even though we're seeing the slowdown, we're still way below on inventory and months of and active number of homes. We need to have 2,000 homes in Santa Clara County. We need to have 2,000 homes. Again, 1,800 to 2,200. I'm just saying 2,000 homes. We need 1,000 homes just in San Jose, and we're like 500. Our supply here is negligible. We have zero inventory, and you see it all across here. Oh my God, what's this one? That's Monte Sereno. They have 12 houses for sale. It takes a while to sell these houses. Nothing out of the ordinary is here. These numbers will come down at the end of the month. I'll do it again at the beginning of September so you can see better numbers, but don't be freaked out at the numbers of how things go through the month. Now, are we seeing house pricing contract throughout the United States and certain areas going to crash? I think so. I think we're already seeing it right now. They might not be calling it that, but all the southern states right now where everybody moved to during COVID, they're saying, I don't like it here. I'm moving back. So that's why our houses are still maintaining value. We don't have enough houses for the demand. Texas and Florida and Alabama and Georgia, they're all seeing price contractions because there's an abundance of supply. Now, what happens in September when rates go down below 5% or get around 5%? There's going to be a whole lot more demand, but that's also going to open it up for those homeowners that have houses at 2.5%, 3%. And they're going to be like, I bought this house because I needed to buy a house and I didn't want to move because I'm paying 2.5%. Now that it's down to 5%, I can afford to move, and it makes financial sense. So that will also increase the supply based on the demand. And what you're seeing now in Florida and in Texas, people are moving out of Austin